What's up, YouTube, man? It's your boy Ashton Jackson, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about should the Dallas Cowboys bring back some of their own from the players that played last season. So before we hop into the video, I appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe if you're new, comment and share my video with anyone who you think will enjoy my content, man. I posted up the screen right here. Check out Skywalker Still in the mornings, Monday through Friday. He does really great content, and you will learn a lot when you're watching his videos, so you guys make sure you guys go check him out. That's who is provided the graphic right here. I screenshotted it from his stream. Watch his past couple of streams, so this is my honest reaction and my honest opinion on who the Dallas Cowboys should pick. But I'm pretty sure, because I watch a lot of the bigger Cowboy content guys, and I have been seeing a lot of their tweets and things of that nature. So we might end up having the same list, but truthfully, I did not watch fully his live streams from the past couple of days when talking about bringing in guys from free agency that from our own, who we drafted or who we traded for and things of that nature. So hopping straight into it, I like the way he broke it down as well. That first column on your left is offense. So start out in that running back room, Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle. I don't want to bring back neither of them. I have no problems with none of them at all. I love Tony Pollard, but when our running backs coach last year, Pete, I forgot I think that's what his name, Skip Pete. When Tony Pollard went off in that Bears game, and he had a breakout year last year in his contract year, Skip Pete was basically saying like, hey, he deserves the hype, he earned it and everything like that, but he's not a back where you want to give him 25 to 30 carries in a single game. He's just not that type of back that's built like that. And then when he popped out in that game, and he popped out in Green Bay and Minnesota, in those games like that, there came up with that saying that, hey, if Tony can haul it, or whatever they was calling him, I think they was calling him like Tony Hollard, where he can basically carry the load and everything of that nature. But Tony Pollard is just, for me, how everyone else sees him. Like anyone who covers the NFL, anybody who talks NFL at a great high enough IQ level, know that Tony Pollard is just a number 2 back, and that's what he is. Sometimes it's fine to be Robin in a lot of situations. Sometimes you don't need to be Batman. Sometimes you don't need to be the number 1 star guy. There's a lot of great guys who are great role players in the NFL, great role players in the NBA, MLB, NHL, all those other great sports where it's a multifaceted team and there's a lot of players that step onto the field, court, diamond, whatever. There's the star players, and then there's the role players, or most times it's that one superstar player and then everyone else is just role players, right? So Tony Pollard to me is a number 2 back. I think he'll be amazing in San Francisco, amazing in Baltimore, amazing in Detroit, where he's behind David Montgomery, he's behind a Jahmyr Gibbs, he's behind a CMC, he's behind a Gus Edwards or a Keaton Mitchell, he's behind a Isaiah Pacheco in Kansas City. He's one of those type of guys. It's fine. It's not bad. He still make really great money as a running back, and shoot, your career prolongs being a rotating back. Because guys like Zeke don't last long in the league because that's a whole nother conversation. But when you're getting 25, 30 carries, if you're averaging like 200 carries a season plus playoffs, that rare and tears on your body. So Tony Ball is a really great back, but I don't want to see him back unless he wants to play for something really cheap, which I don't think he will. To go out there, he had a 1,000-yard season, I think even more through the air. Multiple touchdowns, I think anywhere from like 5 to 10 touchdowns through the air and through the ground. He was a really great back for us, but I think somebody's going to pay him a decent bag to go be a running back 2 somewhere. I have no problem with that. We're going to get a comp pick from that, but I have no problem with that at all. So no, I wouldn't bring him back just for those reasons. He can be your number 1 back, and he's going to demand a lot of money. Not a lot of money, but he's going to demand some money where you don't really want to dedicate that cap space to the running back room right now, because you got to facilitate that to your quarterback, your wide receiver, your star wide receiver, your star pass rusher. So you're going to have to deal with that. So just don't worry about paying Tony Pollard. He's going to get paid somewhere else. Rico Dowdle, I'm a little bit indifferent in this one, meaning if he stays, that's fine. If he goes, that's fine as well. I have no hate towards any of these guys, and I think that If Rico Dowdle gets a bag somewhere else, or he gets more of a promising role somewhere else, go ahead and go take it. I have no problem with that as well. I already talked about in my last video what should the Dallas Cowboys do at the running back position, and I talked about it in there. I gave my thoughts on who I wanted the Dallas Cowboys running back to be, and how I wanted this room to look like. So make sure you guys go check out the video on that. But Rico Dowdle for me won't be back here. But if he wants to be back, and he's gonna come back on a cheaper deal, that's fine. I don't mind him being my running back too, behind a Saquon, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry, a drafted running back. That's fine by me. But if the Dallas Cowboys want to get better as an entirety of the room, I just say get rid of Tony Pollard and Rico Dowdle and go draft and go heavily invest in free agency. Not a Zeke type of deal, 4 years, $100 million contract for a running back, no. But something of that magnitude where you sign a running back to about 2 years, 3 years, highly incentivized contract where they got to earn. They already earned the contract, but basically earn the pay and things of that nature. And you don't want to put too much guaranteed, because you don't want to be caught up in another situation where you got to make some tough decisions because you got to run it back on a heavy contract. So I don't want the Dallas Cowboys running into that situation. Tyron Smith, bring him back. Now, the draft for me will be determined in March, meaning that if the Dallas Cowboys bring back or let go of certain guys, like if Tyron Smith doesn't come back, you already know where the Dallas Cowboys are drafting at 24. It's going to be a tackle. Hopefully, it's Jordan Morgan out of U of A, Arizona. If it's Tyler Guyton out of OU, I wouldn't be mad as well. But Jordan Morgan for me is definitely a guy that if he's there at 24, whether Tyron Smith is on your team or not, select him. I'm totally in the mindset of let's go get an offensive tackle, because I understand that Tyron Smith is, you and I both know, we can close our eyes, time travel to January of next year, so it's January of 2025, and whether we're still playing in January or not, you and I can probably both come up with the same number of games that Tyron Smith is going to miss. He's probably going to miss anywhere from 4 to 5 games. If he doesn't have a major ACL, back, torn, anything, if it's just like wear and tear on his body, he's going to miss anywhere from 3 to 4 games. That's fine. That's why I'm saying go draft an offensive tackle, because if you do and Tyron Smith leaves or Tyron Smith isn't available for that game, offensive tackle rookie that we drafted 24th overall steps in and he plays, because now we know eventually that he goes in there, he balls out, pick 24 as offensive tackle. He goes in there and he balls out, and there in the heartbeat of the offense doesn't skip a beat, and we keep being this dominant team, whether it's running the ball or passing the ball, that we can basically say, hey, Tyron Smith pass the torch to this young guy, and he's here to take his job, and Tyron Smith can, kick back, relax, and just be your swing guy. That's why I want to bring back Tyron Smith, and I am all for bringing him back, because when he is healthy, he is an all-pro caliber offensive tackle. Now it's shown this year he's second team all-pro. I feel like he should have gone first team, but again, you're missing anywhere from 3 to 4 games a season. That's why he wasn't first team. If he didn't miss those 3 to 4 games, he's easily first team. He's up there with Trent Williams, Jordan Mailata, all those top offensive left tackles in the league. He's up there with those Ronnie Stanley. He's up there with those guys in terms of offensive tackle play when he's healthy. Penei Sewell, he's up there when he's healthy, when he's not missing 3 to 4 games. And I think in the entirety of a season only allowed 1 pressure and 1 sack. Like, we know who he is. He's a cyborg of a human. They don't build offensive linemen like Tyron Smith. That's why you bring him back. And whether he starts or he sits doesn't really matter to me, because I am in the mindset of drafting offensive linemen heavy in this draft class, because that's where it's at this year. That's where the position is rich at, is offensive line, and we can get great at offensive line. Take it, because there's not everywhere in the league where you find great offensive line play. So bring him back. Long story short, bring him back. Chuma Edoga, if he wants to come back as guard, I'm fine with that. But playing left tackle, no, thank you. If he wants to come back and be your guard, him and Bass be your swing guards, that's fine by me. Bring him back. Tyler Biadasz, nope. Don't bring him back. You're going to have to pay him decently well. Don't totally hate the player. I loved when we drafted him in 2020 out of Wisconsin. but he just has been part of the problem as to why we couldn't be able to run the ball up the middle or just get any push in the run game. I love Tyler Biadasz. I love what he's done, but I think he's going to go get a bag somewhere else. That's a comp pick. Um, he can walk in free agency. I'm not really tripping. But I will trip that if we don't draft a center like a Ben Powers Johnson out of Oregon, if we just don't get a center, then I'm going to be upset. But if we just let him walk and we don't replace the position, I'm going to get mad. But other than that, I believe we're going to go offensive line heavy in this draft class. Offensive line, backer draft will be the Dallas Cowboys' future this year. So that's what I see. So that's the left side. The middle, the defensive line, really in the one safety. Dorrance Armstrong, I'm bringing him back. I am out on Sam Williams. Sam Williams is definitely going to have to show me something in real life, regular season games, to show me that he can play the game. He can play the game from a physical, so from the neck down, he got that. That's something he don't even have to work on. Really, it's up here. He has that Randy Gregory type of he's just doing dumb things, whether it's off the field or on the field. Right? There's just a bunch of things that he just hasn't been doing right since he's been here in Dallas. I don't know what we need to do. Leadership, mentorship, whatever. But you can tell somebody whatever you want. You can direct them into the way you want them to go. But at the end of the day, these guys are grown men. They're going to do whatever they want. So you can tell Sam Williams how he should act, what he should do, but he's going to do what he wants to do. So until he can prove that he can come play in this league from a mental aspect, then I'm fine with bringing him back on this. Fine with letting go of maybe a Dante Fowler or Dorrance Armstrong. But since we can't fully rely on Sam Williams, we have to bring back a guy like Dorrance Armstrong. Not because we have no other option, but Dorrance Armstrong is a really good NFL player. He can stop the run. He can pass rush. He gets anywhere from 7 to 10 sacks a season. He's a really great defensive end. I think we should bring him back. He's a really great guy in a rotation. Bring him back. I have no problems against bringing back Dorrance Armstrong. Bring him back. Dante Fowler, bring him back. Again, depth piece. We don't know what's going to go on with William Vahoko. If he progresses, I don't think you possibly see Sam Williams on the team. If William pops up and he does his thing, Dorrance Armstrong gets re-signed and Dante Fowler gets re-signed, and William Golson is still that flexible dude that can go from edge to 3 technique and sometimes play 1 technique at times, not all the time, but at times, then who's going to be the odd man out? And that's more than likely going to be Sam Williams. So that's what it's going to be. Jonathan Hankins, that's our true zero technique that we have in this team. I don't know what we're doing with Mozzie Smith. I'm going to talk about that draft class in the coming videos coming up pretty soon. But since he's our only real zero technique and Mozzie Smith is 295, and which is basically an undersized zero tech. You're basically a 3 technique if you're 295 playing D tackle. So since Jonathan Hankins is our only true run stopping defensive tackle, resign him. He had a career year last year with us, so bring him back. Neville Gallimore, can let him go. He never fully progressed since he's been here. We brought him in as a 3 technique coming out of OU, Oklahoma, and we tried to make him more into a zero tech. His second year in the league under Mike Nolan. Third year, we're trying to make him into a zero pass rushing zero technique. Didn't work. He's not going to work. He can go. I have no problems with him as well. I just think that just didn't pan out in Dallas, and I think he can go out somewhere and go get probably a better role and go make plays for somebody like San Francisco or one of those teams that just like defensive linemen and like a rotation of them. I think Neville Gallimore can really succeed with great coaching and things like that. Not saying Aiden Durde and what we had here was bad, but it's just, bad situation. He had a bad start to his career with trash coaching. It's fine. He can go. Jaron Curse, he can go. I think when you ask a 220-pound safety to play linebacker for the most of his career, things like what happened with Jaron Curse is going to happen. He's not going to be able to consistently take on the physical competition, basically, of like where you're constantly getting thrown at your knees, ankles, thighs of 330-pound linemen, guys who are twice your size that already got 100 plus pounds on you, getting tossed on you all the time. I don't think that's a great recipe for safeties to play in this league. Um, Jaron Curse, just his body just couldn't hold up to play safety at elite level like how he was playing his first 2 years in Dallas. So he can go. Have no hard feelings for him at all. I really love the guy. I love the attitude and the leadership he brought to Dallas, and I think that he coached up a lot of great guys like Marquise Bell, Israel Mukwamu. Great leader. I love that. I love him. But I think he go thrive at another place. He can go. Stephon Gilmore, bring him back. Jordan Lewis, bring him back. And the reason why I'm saying bring both of those guys back because you don't know what Trayvon Diggs is going to be like next year. He is definitely, when Trayvon Diggs is back next year, whether he's all the way back or not, he will start. But, if he's not fully back and this coaching staff wants to sit him, they can because you have Deron Bland, Stephon Gilmore, Jordan Lewis, and you did really well with those three being your corners last year. So just bring them back all healthy. They're going to be fine. CJ Goodwin, special team ace, bring them back. I don't need to further elaborate on that. Noah Igbenogany we traded basically a swap of Kelvin Joseph and Noah for special teams duties. Noah can leave. Trent Sieg, our long snapper. If you end up having an all-pro punter, all-pro kicker, who's getting the ball? The long snapper. So bring him back. Sean McEwen, bring him back. I think the team they love him. The guys in the locker room they love him. Tight ends coach Lunda Wells love him, and this team they love him. So they're going to bring him back. It doesn't matter what I think. I think he'll be back. I think he'll be back in a practice squad role. So he'll be back. But I don't think cutting him does us any good. But I think they might cut him only because I think next year when John Stevens comes back, and I think if John Stevens continues to do what he did in preseason and all season with like what he was doing, John Stevens is possibly going to be your tight end too, and I think Luke Schoonmaker will probably get the boot or possibly be your tight end 3. Another reason why your 2023 draft class wasn't as well, guys. So that's about it for the video. Hope you guys have a nice day. Stay safe, stay blessed. Bye.